Hi everyone, this is a video about the 1984 Ghostbusters movie and its connection with 9/11. In this movie, I'm going to be um, making connections between the event itself and the predictions that are contained within the movie. This is not really so much occultic. Uh, of course, the movie itself is very occultic, and in the next video, which deals with Enochian magic and 9/11 and the movie Ghostbusters, I'll be getting into a lot more of that. But in this one, I'm just trying to make a connection between the 9/11 event and the Ghostbusters movie so that you can see that there actually is one. Um, and it makes the Enochian stuff a little bit more relevant. So anyway, let me start out by just apologizing, first of all, for not only in this video, but in all of them that I'm doing, the poor audio quality. I really don't know what the problem is. I've tried different mics and I can't really find a solution to that. So I think it's something that you and I are both going to have to learn to live with. I'd love to find a solution, but I can't right now. And I want to keep making these videos and I don't really want to have to go out and buy some new equipment and that kind of stuff. So anyway, hope you just bear with me on this and just listen to it for the content anyway. It is, the audio is intelligible, so I hope you can live with it. The other thing is, I really don't have a good way to flip through the videos and the photos I'm going to be showing you here, so it's a little bit awkward in the presentation format. So again, I hope you bear with me on that. I tried to download an app that would help with that, and it didn't work. So anyway, again, I'm doing all these videos on my phone. If I was working with Windows 7, it would be no problem. But on the phone, yeah, it's a little harder. So anyway, first of all, I want to point out, in the way of giving credit where credit's due, I want to credit this movie on Vimeo, which is Ghostbusters movie event decoded for 9/11. Um, this guy did some really good work. I think he missed. I think he did miss some things, and I think that there are some things in his work that I because he doesn't talk about anything, so I can't follow his thinking with some things, but at any rate, overall, I think it's really, really good. And I hope he doesn't mind me using some of his stuff here. And if anybody wants to use any of my stuff, that's fine with me. But at any rate, I'm going to be using this a lot because I'd never even heard of this before this guy's video kind of tuned me into this. And pretty much nobody's talking about this movie regarding 9/11. So his video is the first one I found. Mine will be the second. So anyway, um, hope he doesn't mind me using his video. But anyway, here we go. Now, here's the first thing I want to show you. This is in the beginning of the movie. They're checking out the fire station to buy it. And then notice the graffiti on the window here. As it pans up, you have X and then that funny symbol, another X, and then this one. And then he flashes over to this magazine cover here. All right, now where did he get this magazine cover from? He got it right here. This is from the Fortune International magazine cover of some month of 1987. I haven't been able to figure out what month, maybe October or November, considering what was going on at the time. But you can see the 1987 date in the upper right corner. Other than that, I don't know anything about it. Don't know what the article was about. Can't find it online. But you got the World Trade Center. You have an airplane, a paper airplane, folded up dollar, and you have an S contrail coming down like that. It's an inverted S too, if you'll notice, because it's bigger on the top than it is on the bottom, which means it's been flipped upside down. Remember, reversals and inversions are a big thing in the occult. When you flip something upside down or flip it around backwards, that's a big deal occultically. Um, I don't really know what to make of this, except that I'm assuming that the S stands for September and the building, which forms an 11, stands for the 11th. Now let's look at the fire station in a little bit more detail. All right, now the one on the top, the S and the 11, I think it just is what it is. It's an S11. Again, this one is inverted, and the 11 is just 11. Now, September 11th. Now, here, this one right here, the one on the bottom, that to me is a lot more interesting. The vertical lines on the S are longer. They more closely match the length of the X. Now, if you just take away the S, Just take it out, forget it, but forget that it's there for a second, and just concentrate on the X, two vertical lines, and the next X. What you have is XIIX. XI is 11, IX is 9. So you have 11, 9 in Roman numerals. And remember, Aleister Crowley and the occultic people, they love Roman numerals. You have 11, 9. You have the 9/11 date reversed. And then that's right below an inverted S with an 11. So you have September 11 and 11th of September, both appearing in the same picture, one involving a reversal, one involving an inversion. That, I think, is way beyond coincidence. All right. Now, and by the way, too, here's another thing. If anybody watching this has got any idea where that S and the 11 graffiti symbol comes from, please put something in the comments section. I tried really hard to find that online. Anything in satanic imagery or symbols, graffiti, anything, and I couldn't find anything about it. I couldn't even find anybody talking about this particular graffiti in the movie on any kind of an internet forum or anything. It's like it never appeared at all. It's just not on the internet, period. So it only appears in this screenshot of the movie, but I think that this is important in terms of connecting the movie to the event. Now, look at this movie poster here. I'm going to just go through this one quickly here. All right, now you've got, if the program will cooperate. All right, you have, this is in a movie theater later in the movie. You've got the coming attractions. You see the word coming, and then that on the poster on the bottom left just before coming, the top word is terror. You can't quite make it out so well right here, but it does say terror. I'll show you in a second. And then the guy that made this video says that it says below that they came from within. He may have a better copy of the video than I do. I can't really make that out, but what I can see though is that on that movie poster, the top word indeed is terror from the looks of it. Coming terror. And by the way, the movie that was actually playing at the marquee at the movie theater, according to the marquee in the video shortly before this, it mentioned something about cannibals, which is interesting considering what we know about Satanism and stuff. Again, this movie is very, very occultic. Now let's watch another video here. This is really quite interesting. Now what you see here is the ghosts breaking out. Apparently, they're coming out from around Ground Zero. The New York skyline, complete with the World Trade Center towers, is shown many times in this movie. But in this case, the action is happening at what would later become Ground Zero. So the Twin Towers is where the action is. Something's going on there. Now, so, and then the guy that made the video points out that this is Ground Zero. You see some stuff come down and hit the two towers. That's really pretty interesting. All right, and then Sigourney Weaver, she goes to a window to look out. She's looking out, and here you have her view of the New York skyline right there. Now, notice how close her apartment is to these buildings. It's not that terribly far away, looking across an open space, and she's not all that horribly far away. Now you can see the World Trade Center towers on the right. I'll show you. All right, look right here where I've circled with the yellow. All right, now you don't see the Empire State Building, which is interesting. I don't know why it's not there, but it's just not. The Empire State Building is a pretty obvious phallic symbol, considering that this movie has a lot to do with ritual sex magic and stuff. The fact that the phallic symbol is not present in this scene or in the next picture I'm going to show you is maybe significant in some way. I don't know. But anyway, notice that you can actually see and make out the Twin Towers here, where I've got it circled. They are there in the picture. Now, you can't see the full height of the towers, but really, honestly, what else could it be? Okay, that's it. Now, her window gets blown out. Let's see, let's take you back to that video. Yeah, her window gets blown out here in a second. All right, she's looking through the window. Kaboom! Okay, window gets blown out. And then later, when the next time we see her apartment, here's what it looks like. All right, here she is waiting for her ritual sex magic lover. Notice how far away from her apartment building the skyline is now. That's one thing to notice. Why is there a difference in the distance? The other thing to notice, which is really interesting, is where is the World Trade Center? Where are the Twin Towers? Here, you can see them quite clearly. Here, they're gone. So what happened? All right. Pretty much in every other case in this movie that I'm aware of, when they show the New York City skyline, the Twin Towers are visible. In this frame right here, they're not visible. Why? All right. I think we know why. But anyway, at any rate, and then here we go. Here's another one too. Notice on this what looks like a disaster response map or something. In this scene, the center of the map that you see here is Ground Zero in Lower Manhattan. So these are just some indications that, to me, tell us that that there is a connection between this movie and something that are trying to tell you in the movie and about them through the movie about 9/11. So I think the fire station is, you know, this right here, the XIX. To me, that's just really fascinating. The fact that you can see the towers here in this frame, and then the next one they're gone. That's really fascinating. All right, and then the map showing the location of Ground Zero on the map here. It's really, this is a lot. There's also some numerological stuff. Um, Numbers are thrown out at various times throughout the movie, and if you take the numerological, if you do some gematria or numerology or whatever on the numbers, you come up with 9 and 11 at times. Um, that's true for the first movie. I think more so for the second one, Ghostbusters 2, which was I think 1989, again before the actual 9/11 event. But at any rate, I think that we're more than justified in saying that there is a connection between this movie and the event of 9/11, and so that kind of begs the question: well, what is the connection then? In terms of the what are they trying to communicate? What's going on here thematically between this movie and the 9/11 event? And that's the stuff that I'm going to get into with the next video on Enochian magic and 9/11 and the occult. So, and the Ghostbusters movie. So anyway, thanks for watching. If you've got any further ideas on this, I'd love to know what you have to say in the comment section below. Thanks for watching, and hope you come back for the next one. Thanks. Bye-bye.